Ready? All right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the May 9th, 2019 meeting of the Code Enforcement Board. Meeting will now come to order. May we have a roll call, Madam Secretary?
Mr. Brophy?
Here.
Ms. McLean?
Here.
Mr. Jones? Mr. Harrington?
Here.
Ms. Hines?
Here.
Ms. Cundy?
Here. All right, we have a quorum, and we have Mr. Jones is absent. Motion to excuse.
Second.
Okay, motion from Ms. Roby, second from Ms. Himes. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Has everyone had a chance to read the minutes? Any additions or corrections? Motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion, Mr. Harrington, second, Mrs. Himes. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Anyone need to disclose any ex parte? Okay. Do we have announcements, Madam Secretary?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Case number 5, CB 04-19-83,
You got an extra pen.
683 Kingston Avenue.
No.
Is in compliance 4/29/2019. Case number 22, CEB 05-19-85, at 1154 Essex Road, is in compliance 5/8/2019. CEB 05-19-92 at 221 Williams Avenue is in compliance 5/2/2019. Case number 27, CEB 05-19-94 at 605 Ora Street is in compliance 5/7/2019. Case number 33, CEB 05-19-93 at 300 Hillside Drive is in compliance 5/6/2019.
Okay, thank you very much.
Choose Ian.
All right, would the code officers please come forward and be sworn in?
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you give about the lies is the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Button. Wait a minute. Hold on 1 second, please, and I'll tell you the procedure. 22, compliance. Okay. All right, here's our procedure, everyone. We'll be calling cases by number for the most part in orders that are listed on the agenda. There are attorneys present that need to be in court. We'll hear that case first. If there are any police officers that need to get back to assignments, we'll hear those cases first, too. When your case is called, please come forward and be sworn in. State your name and address for the record. If you are not the owner of the property, please state your relationship to the owner of the property. Our proceedings are recorded, so please speak directly into the mic. The board will hear from the code officers first, and then you'll be given the opportunity to respond. Witnesses may also testify using the same procedure. If we go past 11 o'clock, we'll take everybody that is here first. But for the most part, we're going to go in order. I don't think we're going to go past 11, but you never know. So be prepared. All right. Let's see. So first we'll do our lien review. Let me get that out. Lien Review 1, CEB 12-08-343, 175 Akana Circle. That's the way you say it.
they're here.
Good morning.
This Collins, this whole thing is over a tree.
Yeah, and it's quite old, so it's 2 trees.
Here, sit, come over
trees.
here. All right, let's get sworn in, right?
State your name and address, please.
Ronald Helgamo, 175 Akina.
Christina Held.
No, I mean.
I do.
Okay, Ms.
Good
Collins.
morning.
Good morning.
My name is Barbara Collins. I'm code enforcement with the City of Daytona. My credentials are on file. This case started back in 2008. They were not the owners at the time. Scott Lawson, and it went through a foreclosure, and it went to the bank's name, and they have bought the property and have corrected the violations and replanted 2 trees. We had an active person in that area at that time.
Trees are
10,000
important.
10,000 is kind of high. I'm suggesting 2,000, 1,000 per tree.
Okay.
We haven't heard from them,
Okay.
but I don't think I need to. I'd like to move that we reduce the fine to $750 total. I mean, you know,
Need a second? If we can say.
Yeah, is there a second to Mr. Harrington's motion?
Second.
All
We
right.
need to get 4 affirmative votes.
Okay, we have a second for Mrs. Himes. All in favor, say aye.
aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Reduced to 750.
All right, thank you
Table
very much.
30
That's-
days.
Payable in 30 days.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
Plant another tree.
Yeah, plant another tree.
We've been planning that.
Okay, so let's move on to our old cases, or continued cases, as we call them. CB 03-19-47. Robert Asai, present? No. We're here for determination of a compliance date. What's going on with this case?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Anthony Jackson, attorney for the City of Daytona Beach. As you can see, Mr. Stowers is here. I spoke to him on the phone. The city's asking to continue this. The situation has been that we've been trying to resolve the whole question of, I think there's a question of grandfathering and whether or not, what they actually have to do next. And Mr. Stowers had provided us some documents that we're reviewing, and our principal reviewer has had a medical emergency that had her out of office, out of the availability most immediately. And so with all of those circumstances, we're just asking if we can continue this to next month. We're still working towards a resolution. Mr. Stowers has been in contact with staff. Staff has been working with them, and we believe that we can come up with the solutions.
So they will find a solution. Where's Mr. Stowers?
Put them.
Back over there.
Do you have any objection to the continuance?
I communicated with Mr. Stowers via email and left him a voicemail, and he indicated to me via email that he may stop in just to observe, but didn't really intend on.
Can you tell me what exactly, what needs to happen to fix this?
Well, at this stage, that we don't really know. I mean, it's
Who
really going
does
to be
know?
determined. well, Madam Chair, it's going to be determined based on whether or not it's grandfathered or not, and so we're reviewing. There's been a presentation of some aerials and things like that, and we're reviewing the things that we can review to make
Right.
a fair and proper decision.
Okay. Okay.
I'd like to move that we continue the case to the next meeting.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Harrington made a motion to continue this case until the next meeting. And who made the second? Oh, well, okay. All right, Ms. McLean is second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Okay. Case number 2, CEB 09-18-95. Mr. and Mrs. Zavitsky at 840 North Halifax. Come on up forward and state your name and address for the record.
With that one.
Paul Zavitsky, 840 North Halifax, Daytona Beach, Florida. I do.
Mr.
Madam
Jackson.
Chair, members of the board, this is before you for imposition of a fine. The inspector is Mark Jones. Mr. Jones reports that He was able to do an inspection of the property on May 8th. There were still a few minor issues that that are remaining. We're asking to amend to the next cutoff for compliance. I attend to Mr. Jones if you have any factual
Okay.
questions.
Hi, Mr. Jones. What needs to be done still?
Mark Jones, City of Daytona Beach. My credentials are on file. Just a couple minor issues. He has done a very nice interior remodel on
Looks
3
nice.
of the units. We had a toilet base that was loose and a couple screens that had
minor
holes in
things.
it. It
Okay.
should be done within the next week or two.
Good. All
I
right.
I promised the inspector that I would call him in a couple of days with the completion of the job.
Okay.
All the remodeling was completed. These are items I just neglected to
Right.
find.
That's okay. That's what the inspections are for, I guess.
Good.
So that's good. All right. The chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until 6/5/2019 to come into compliance and be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 a day. Is there such a motion? Motion, Mrs. Himes. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Roby, all in favor say aye. Aye. Like sign opposed? Okay, motion carries. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, case number 3, CEB 0419-76, Paul Zakowski. I may be so mispronouncing it, you don't know that I'm calling your name. Is anyone here? No, okay.
Madam
Mr.
Chair,
Jackson.
Members of the board, this is before you for imposition of a fine on a failure to obtain rental license. The inspector, Mark Jones, Mr. Jones reports that he was able to inspect the property on 4/17, and the respondent was given until 5/17, which is typical for the period for repair. And so we're asking to amend to the next cutoff for him to take care of the remaining items.
Is anyone living in the building?
not
Oh, I'm
saying-
sorry, Mr. Jones, is anyone living in the
Yes,
building?
The buildings are occupied.
How many buildings are we
There are
talking
2
about?
buildings, but 3 units.
Okay. All right. And they're occupied, and what needs to be done?
There was a couple GFIs that didn't trip, some windows that didn't open, and some damaged screens, and a little bit of paint that had to be done on the exterior, some correction of a little bit of rotted wood.
And how about
Okay.
that roof over the door? Is that part of it?
Yeah, that's part of it, has to be cleaned up.
Have they done anything?
Yes, he had gotten everything done except the windows, they're the old jalousie windows, and he's been having trouble getting them repaired. But he felt he should be able to have it done by the next cutoff.
Okay, because
been in
we
communication with him.
we amended it before? No, that was new last month. Okay.
No, this will be the First Amendment.
Okay, all right. The chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance, allow respondent until June 5th, 2019 to come into compliance, be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Is there such a motion?
Sure.
Motion, Ms. Roby, second, Ms. Himes, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. All right, case number 4, CEB 09-18-109, Dennis and Lucinda Trovinger. We're here for a progress report. Did I say? Case number 0918-109.
Oh, Miss.
Morning, how are you? Be sworn in.
Dennis Trovinger, 1212 Sunset Circle, Daytona Beach.
Oh, probably one of us will. Greg Marcotte, 129 Loganberry Court.
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Okay, good. Okay. Mr. Jackson.
Madam Chair, members of the board, this is before you for a progress report and a determination of a compliance date. And as you know, we've kind of been monthly over the last couple of months at least looking at the consideration of respondents wanted to go to the Board of Adjustment, see if they could get a variance. Up to this point, at least from the report from the inspector is Tom Cleage. The report from the inspector is that he has no knowledge of them having gone to the Board of Adjustment. He doesn't know the answer why he's had no communication from them. So he's not sure what they're doing next. If indeed they are going to do what's necessary to correct the violation otherwise, then he would ask for that to be done by the next cutoff. And I would tender Mr. Cleage.
Okay, Mr. Klieg. I mean, the reason we've given them so much time is because there seem to be special circumstances, and they have come to every single
Right.
meeting, and they've been very responsive, so I'm confused by the lack of response this time.
I've tried to get hold of him again yesterday, and I see your vans were there, but no one answered the door. And he was supposed to go to the adjustment board in March. I think he missed it or something by a day, or supposed to meet with city officials. And
Yeah, I missed the cutoff date before. The last time we were here, we just had a meeting with the planning people, Hannah Ward and Haley Taylor, and I can't remember the other gentleman's name. They asked for a new survey, and I had that done, and I had a new survey done, and Myers Surveying emailed them the new survey, and I brought in a hard copy and left the receptionist up here, and I've heard nothing.
Okay? But would you please tell us who you are and why you're here?
Which one of us?
You.
Me? Oh, I was just a contractor that did the job. So, yeah,
I'm sorry.
Greg Marcotte.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, we've been waiting on the survey for a while, because when you call a surveyor, they're not just ready to jump on your
I know.
survey, of course.
Okay.
So we waited on it, and then he came out once and didn't have the right info, came back, and he came back again. Finally, we got it. And that's pretty much been it, that they wanted a modification survey with the proposed, what we talked about in our meeting with Hannah Ward and the zoning director, was what we came to a conclusion that they thought would be acceptable to the modification if we changed.
So you've heard nothing back after
So-
you turned in the survey?
Yeah, it's always been a little bit of a problem with the communication. I don't know, it's like, could they call us and then we call them, or sometimes we call them a couple times and then get a call back, and yeah, it seemed like it's been a little bit of that going on from the beginning, and but nevertheless,
Until they respond to that, you can't go
can't do
before?
more. Yeah,
They have to put us on the docket.
right. We've done everything we have far as the.
It has to be put on the docket.
Oh, yes, and we've done everything. We went around to all the neighboring abutting properties, and we went ahead and did what we're supposed to do for that end and got them to sign off for the approval for the variance. And so then we decided what we could do to modify the existing structure that would be acceptable to possibly passing through the variance board. So we did all that, so we resurveyed it just to show the new proposed changes, and that's what they wanted. So we thought when we came, all our ducks would be in a row.
When did you do that?
That was, when was that?
When did you turn that in?
Well, it was last month. I can't.
Yeah, we turned it in, and then, and I've called, and he's come down and dropped off a copy, and it's in limbo. So, I don't know the information that he's obtained, but it's not actually correct.
Okay.
From our standpoint, anyway, because we've done our due diligence, and we've been vigilant about it. So, because you guys been gracious with your time, no doubt about it, in these extensions, but we want to get it resolved just as much, so.
The date on the new survey is 4/15.
Okay.
Okay, so sometime within the last week or 2 weeks of April is what you're suggesting?
Yeah, that's the time we waited to get the new survey.
I had Mr. Mayor email an electronic copy to Hannah Ward, and then I brought in a hard copy and got.
Okay, well, as indicated, one of the things that's real important is that, as we know, when we're working with the code division, and these are various divisions of the city,
Right.
and the importance of keeping in contact with the inspector so that I can report more accurate, that the lack of accuracy
Yeah,
is just...
we've never had a report with the inspector. Yeah, but the inspector, it's always been with here and with with the zoning, because that's where we need to get it resolved. Obviously, it's not going to get resolved with you, otherwise we'd be happy to talk to you, but,
Yeah, no debate, but
yeah, I understand.
we're still left to have to report to the.
Right,
so,
I understand.
yeah.
So what is
Yeah.
your recommendation?
Our recommendation is that, if I may, if indeed, if they're not doing anything, then we're willing to give them the time to restore. If indeed they're proceeding with going before the board, which, based on, their representation, which we don't have any reason to doubt, is if they're proceeding with the board, we've always allowed people that reasonable time to accomplish whatever's necessary to go before the additional boards.
So here, this is my understanding, that we're waiting for planning or whoever.
The ball's in their court. We've given them what they've asked. Yeah. So,
Put you on the agenda for for a variance? That's what we're waiting for.
yes, and we,
I don't see that they
yeah,
have much control over that.
we don't have,
Well, what we can do, and what we're,
Okay,
is
what
at least
can we
follow
do?
up with whatever division that they have to work with. Here, it's with zoning and planning, and so if you can provide a copy to the inspector, he'll follow up and make sure that this is moving. So yeah, if you could just do some, and I understand that chatting in the past, but yeah, if you can, that'll
Yeah.
keep us all on the same page.
yeah.
Has there been applications submitted to the?
Yes, we did the application, we
So
did,
I'm-
yeah, everything.
I mean, I think at this point that we should just continue a monthly progress report.
So move.
All right? Motion, Mr. Harrington, second, Ms. Himes, all in favor, say aye. Like sign opposed, motion carries. So I guess we need a progress report from someone next month about where you stand, and hopefully we'll all get this resolved.
Yeah, I think within the next 30 days, we will have some
Good.
transparency over what's going on here, because right now, we're kind of just waiting on them.
Okay, well, we're giving you the time, so hopefully it gets settled. All right, case number 5 is in
Appreciate
compliance.
your time, miss.
So, you need to stop it? That's it?
Case number 6, CB 03-19-35, Frank Benjamin Sampson at 326 Hobart.
Madam Chair, if we could stop a moment, and
Okay.
just before they leave, I was just advised of something that I think we may want to just modify on the decision that was made. The Board of Adjustment meeting, the next meeting would have been scheduled for the 16th, and that's already been canceled. So, from a timing perspective,
2 months then.
yeah, we may do better to just go ahead and set this 2 months up instead of,
All right, a progress report beginning, progress report in July?
Yeah, July.
July 2019 meeting.
yeah, the July 11th will be the next
11th,
meeting.
okay.
And what I would just encourage again is, the communication will help us know that you're making progress.
Okay, good. So not next month, but the month after, we'll hopefully. Do we need to amend the motion, I guess, to July 11th?
I'll amend the motion till July 11th.
And we have an amendment and a second, okay. So, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Okay, and 5, all right, case number 6, sorry. We'll back to CEB 0319-35, Benjamin Sampson.
Yes, Frank Sampson, 326 Hobart, Daytona Beach, Florida, the son of the owner.
And your name is?
Frank B. Sampson, Jr.
And you're the owner?
Yes.
Okay.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to provide is the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Jackson?
Madam Chair, members of the board, this is before you for imposition of a fine. The inspector is Daniel Garcia. Mr. Garcia reports that this property remains in non-compliance, and he hasn't had much communication with the respondent. They just had some this morning, and they've indicated the intent to now initiate a eviction. But as you can see, this case started back in August of 2018, or at least the first notification. And so the request of staff is that we impose a $100 a day fine to a maximum of $15,000.
Madam Chairman, Mr. Garcia still needs to be sworn in.
Okay.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to provide is the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
right, Mr. Garcia, what's going on here? It's been since August, right?
Yeah, basically, we had a complaint by the tenant stating that they had plumbing issues, holes in the walls. There's a fan that wasn't working, outside storage, exterior damage, interior damage, peeling paint. So I went to the property, did an inspection, I verified all this and issued a notice. And I've had contact a couple of times on the phone and when they came last time, the last hearing. But other than that, I have not been able to get inside the house. I've knocked on the door. They don't answer. And so I haven't been able to do a reinspection.
All right, so it's a tenant that lives inside now?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, let me talk to Mr. Garcia. Has there been work done on the outside of the house?
Yes, they have.
Okay.
I have pictures of everything I've done, plus we just went to the civil service for the sheriff.
The eviction is complete.
We've had
They're
the
just serving the
eviction.
notice.
They're gonna be out in 24 hours.
Really? That far
Where are you in
along?
the eviction process? Where are you?
24 hours?
24 hours they'll be out.
So they already got the order to get them out?
The sheriff is going today to tape it on the door. She's just given us trouble and we haven't been able to get inside.
Is
And
this the tenant that
she,
made the complaint?
because she couldn't pay rent, so she made some complaints and, yeah.
Yeah.
We've done everything that we can do. The only thing I do apologize is I haven't been in contact with
Yeah,
Mr.
that's really
Garcia.
important.
I understand that now. I
Contact
didn't,
with our code enforcement people, so they know that you're actively working and you're making a sincere effort.
yeah, I apologize.
I did call Mr. Garcia March 27th or 28th, when I went back to have my heart taken care
But we
of.
have, so do you think you can get all the work done once she's out in a month? Is that?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I need is an extension. Everything will be done.
I mean, the outside needs work, 'cause there's a lot, it looks like a lot that needs.
Everything is just about complete on the outside, except for I think there might be a little bit of paint, and then there's a couple of windows that we have to get a permit for, but we have to have her out of the property because we have to obtain the permit for ourselves, because,
It was stated that the windows were screwed shut, so that's one of the
Yeah.
issues, that they have to be operable, they have to be able to open and close.
so they're fixed right now. We've taken them out and put windows in, but we have to go get a permit.
So Dan, in light of the fact that they do have the eviction notice and it'll be 24 hours, are you willing to give them more time? Would you, I mean, is that what you'd be willing to recommend, or,
I can amend just one more time, that would be it.
okay.
After
We're
that,
not getting inside to inspect.
that's why I need to get
Well, the
inside,
minute-
only if I can get
Yeah.
inside.
Yeah, so we're gonna change the locks tomorrow when she's out, so we'll have
Okay, so
access to
time
it.
is of the essence here, because this has been for a while, so.
So do we call him as soon as she's
Yeah,
out?
absolutely, stay in
or-
touch with them, anything that happens, stay in touch.
Okay.
Go ahead,
Mr.
it's fine.
Garcia, are you saying that in 1 month, everything, it should be in compliance?
Correct.
Okay,
That's feasible.
all right. The chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until June 5th, 2019 to come into compliance and be removed for subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day till compliance is achieved. Such a motion?
So moved.
Motion, Mrs. Hymes, is there a second? Second, Ms. Roby, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Okay, so you got a month. All right. Case number 7, CEB 03-19-62. Kelly Rose at 308 Kingston Avenue, Kristen Rich et al. Who's here?
Kelly Rose.
I'm sorry, that's my fault.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, so you are Kelly Rose, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Where are we with this, Mr. Jackson?
Madam Chair, members of the board, the inspectors, Danny Garcia. Mr. Garcia reports that Ms. Rose has been working with him. She's been in contact regularly. The anticipation hours of demolition, he's asking that give them until next cutoff. He believes they'll be in compliance, so we're asking. for
Okay,
them
so
to-
we're waiting for demolition, is that it,
I will
Mr.
tender.
Garcia?
Danny Garcia, my credentials on file. Yeah, I've been in contact with pretty much every other day or so, and they've been just cutting away at the property, so they've been demoing. So they
Oh,
said,
they're doing the demo.
Right.
yes, and they said by the next cutoff they should have it done.
So the whole building's coming down?
Yes.
You can't see it from this angle, but there's only one room left in the front. Everything else is gone from the back.
Okay. So another month should do it?
Should do it.
And you have the permit, everything's all good
Yes.
with that? Okay?
Yes, they have permits.
All right. The chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of non-compliance law respondent until June 5th, 2019 to conclude compliance be returned to the board for subsequent meeting for a fine of up to $1,000 per day until compliance is achieved. Such motion. So moved. Motion, Mrs. Hyams, second. Second, Ms. Roby. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Okay,
Thank you.
Another month. Okay, now where are we? Case number 8, CEB 03-19-48. Mr. Matuzak. No show. Okay. Mr. Jackson.
Madam Chair, members of the board, this is before you from position of a finding inspector, Stanley Garcia. Mr. Garcia reports that the delay for the respondent has been that they need to do some roof repair. They have obtained the permits as of April 25th. Mr. Garcia is requesting that they amend to the next cutoff. As you see, what they need is a rental license, but part of the problem is they need roof repair.
Right. Okay.
And
They got the permit.
Correct.
Okay, good. All right, any questions from the board? Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of non-compliance law respondent until June 2019. Amended compliance be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of fine of up to $1,000 per day. Is such a motion? I'm sorry, was it Ms. Roby made the motion, Ms. McLean second? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. All right, case number 9, CEB 03-19-58, Virgil Rosenfeld Trust.
We're gonna have to need another 3 days for the state to give some
At 228 Bay Street.
letters.
State your name and address, please.
My name's Danny Rice. I live at 166 South Halifax Drive in Ormond Beach.
What is your name? I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
What is your name, sir?
Danny Rice.
Oh, you're Daniel Rice, okay.
You solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to provide is the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Everything, they've taken care of everything.
Okay.
They can't obtain that until they take it.
Jackson.
Madam Chair, members of the board, this is before you from position of a fine. The inspector, Stanley Garcia. Mr. Garcia reports that this is a property which we've had a lot of discussion about as far as the needs for repair. The things that are necessary for compliance with the city's code board and the code enforcement is pretty much done. The only thing left is the requirement for the business tax receipt. Business tax receipt cannot be obtained until they obtain the state, they satisfy the state requirements. They still have a couple of outstanding circumstances with the state requirements that can be remedied by next cutoff. I'll let Mr. I believe Mr. Garcia said that the best explanation probably can come from the respondent. He did follow up with our division that reviews the property, and as far as for the state licensing, occupational licensing, Mr. Betts. And as far as they're concerned, everything's taken care of except for just this one last step he has to do with the state licensing. And once that's taken care of, then he will be in compliance with code. Again, I contend to Mr. Garcia. Mr. Garcia is recommending that we hear from the respondent, as he know that there's been a lot of discussion about what needs to be done.
Okay, I just have one question for Mr. Garcia. Are the life safety issues resolved?
At the time, it's not a safety issue.
So there are no safety issues?
Yeah, there is a bolt and the door is bolted. There's nothing they can do. They can't get out of that except from the inside, but there's a tenant that's been evicted and another tenant's going to be evicted today.
So the room with the issue is no longer a room to be rented?
There's not going to be rented at this time, but, you know.
At this time, that means that someday in the future, not.
No, we've applied to the state to reduce our licensing from 9 units to 8. They accepted our paperwork on April 17th and told us it'd be about 30 days to get the new paperwork to us. So that unit's shut down right now. Actually, what we're contemplating is putting a doorway in. That unit is in the middle of a horseshoe with buildings around it, and we're contemplating putting a hole in one of the other apartments and making a 2-bedroom out of it so that we don't totally lose the space.
As long as it's not a separate unit?
Right, well, then her front door, which is the only thing, would actually be the back door, so we'd head front and back.
And this all needs to go through the state?
Correct. He's waiting on the paper to come back from the state. It's going to take about 30 days.
Okay. Are there any permits that are needed or that's going to slow this down?
At this time, I'm not aware
I
of
mean,
it.
if you're changing from 9 to 8 and changing units?
Yeah, they may need a permit for that, do permits and licensing. If it's constructing walls that have to be removed or anything like that.
Right,
All that by next cutoff.
We're not ready to do that yet. Right now, we're just going to leave that set empty.
Okay.
Did the issue of somebody having to walk across the roof without a railing, has that been resolved?
The railing has been fixed.
Oh, okay.
Can I help address some of this real
Yes.
quick?
Good morning.
No, ma'am. Good morning. Scott Lee, I'm the District 2 Captain for Daytona Beach Police Department.
Solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do. So there was a concern initially of some life safety issues that were related to a door that came out to a decking that really is roofing. That door has been secured. It is secured. It's not a commonly used ingress or egress out of the property. There's another access point for that apartment that's up there. That issue has been brought up to the person who works for the city that handles the process that they go through for the state. They say that the way it's secured is in compliance and it's appropriate. If there's an issue that arises from that before or after this, when we discuss it with them, we will recite that issue if necessary, because it's currently not cited in this case anyways, so really it's not a matter that's before you today.
Okay. I don't know whether I'm recalling this correctly, but.
Yeah, well, I think we muddled this case a little. That might be why it's confusing.
Well, I just don't remember whether I'm recalling correctly, but wasn't there an issue with the stairs that you couldn't, that first responders couldn't, with the stairs were too narrow?
All of those issues have been looked at and addressed. Yeah, the stairs that were initially cited in this case were a structural issue that has already been repaired and fixed. Did I state that correctly? Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
So we're just going to amend, is that what your recommendation is, that we amend?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of non-compliance and allow respondent until June 5th to come into compliance and be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day until compliance is achieved. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Motion, Mr. Harrington. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mrs. Himes. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Back next month.
With our business tax receipt.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, case number 10, CEB 04-19-74, George Shire and Angela Wiley.
State your name and address.
George Monshire.
And your name.
Angela Wiley?
Raise your right hands.
Oh, sorry.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, Mr. Jackson, we're here for a progress report.
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, the inspector report said progress is being made. Everything's completed except he needs a permit for stakes, I think.
Permit for what?
I believe the inspector said stakes.
Yeah, to stop drug trafficking from coming in, parking their vehicles in my yard in the middle of the night. I've been having police there all night, so I put up some stakes to stop it.
Okay, well,
Daytona Beach Police Department ain't doing their job, so I had to do something to stop it.
Mr. Garcia, what can you tell us?
Inspector Garcia with Daytona Beach. My credentials on file. These stakes here, he put up so that he wouldn't get vehicles going on in the property, but they will have to be either removed or he will have to get permits for them.
I can get the permit for
Other
that.
than that, the windows has been taken care of, the outside storage, the trash and debris. There is a fencing right here that needs to be removed. He said he removed it this morning.
Yep.
Okay, so we're really left with getting a permit for the stakes
Or removing them.
or removing them.
I got the permit because I'd rather keep trouble out of my yard.
So you'll get a permit?
Yep.
And if it's permitted, because he's going to have to get a survey to verify if that is his property or not.
I do have my survey. I'll bring it in.
Well, yeah, you work that out with the
Yeah.
permits and licensing. Okay.
Name is right there.
All right, well, so we're still having a compliance date for our June 5th, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Good, thank you. We'll see you June 5th.
Okay, thank you.
June 5th.
Or
Thank you.
June 11th. June
Or
13th.
hopefully not, well, I'm sorry, June 13th, or hopefully
June
not.
13th,
Yeah.
okay.
All right. Case number 11, CEB 04-19-75. Lorraine Wiley.
Thank you.
Anyone here? Okay.
Madam Chair, case number 11, CB04, 1975. The inspector, Daniel Garcia, reports that that's in compliance as of yesterday.
Yay. We like that. We like that. All right, so, okay, case number 11 is in compliance, CEB 04-19-75. Case number 12, CEB 12-18-159, Audrey Houston. This is first notified in 2017, October. Okay.
State your name and address, please.
Debbie Filer, 67 Universal Trail, Palm Coast, Florida.
What is your relationship to the owner?
I'm part of the owner too, and I'm her niece. Audrey Houston, 727 School Street, Apartment 1.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Jackson, we need to figure out what's going on here, or review. I kind of remember this.
Madam Chair, members of the board, this is before you for a continuation on a progress report. And this was set for, which was a little confusing, compliance was set for April 3rd, but something about that is not really clear. It's just a little confusing. But in any sense, what we are is that we, what they needed to do is go and get permits with the intent of work that needs to be done. They have obtained those permits. They applied for them on the 7th, and they obtained them on the 8th. So it's
May?
Of May. So it just occurred. However, that is taken towards the things that need to be done to get the property in compliance. The inspector's asking Nextel, is that correct? I don't have any information. I'll tender the inspector advice first.
Okay, good morning, Mr. McCoy.
Good morning. Good morning. Jerome McCoy, Code Inspector for the city. My credentials on file. Yes, as the city attorney said, that they did apply for the permit and it was obtained. However, it was just obtained, so I don't know exactly when the work is going to begin.
No work's been done.
It hasn't begun yet, no, because they had to get the permit first, then.
Do you know if they have a contractor?
Yeah, the permit was issued. The contractor is Florida Interstate Roofing Company,
Okay.
according to the permits and license records. So, once they begin to work, we're looking at maybe 2 months.
I feel sorry for the niece that has to keep coming up here from Palm Coast.
Is that just?
You feel sorry for her?
Or is this?
Wait a minute, wait.
Really?
Go ahead, Ms. Symes, and then,
Florida
I'll-
Interstate Roofing, is that just for the roof, or is that for all the other stuff to bring it into compliance?
Well, the only permit that they were issued was, according to, again, according to permits and license records, is the roofing permit. Anything that's on the interior, is no permit's been pulled for that, only for the roof.
If I may, Ms. McCoy, have you had any communication with them as far as, have they given you an update as to what they're doing?
I have had contact with the owner. However, I haven't been able to do any inspections on the inside of the property, only visuals on the outside. And I don't know exactly what's been done inside the property because I haven't been able to do an inspection.
This is the one that is no longer going to be rented, though, you said, right? Okay, so I think that's why we only said we needed to have the roof fixed. Since she's not going to rent anymore, though she don't have to worry about the business tax license.
Right.
Yes, but there's still other things inside that need to be.
Aren't there other units?
Go ahead.
Aren't there other units that are rented?
No, she says she's not going to rent anymore, according to the last meeting, I believe.
Yes.
But, so there are no other tenants living in this property?
No.
Okay, how many units are there?
4.
4?
Do you live in one?
Yes.
And no one else lives in other?
No.
In other units?
So is you just have a roofing contractor, do you have anyone to fix up the inside? The electrical, and are they going to need permits
Oh,
for
that's
that?
good. Electrical
No
is good.
smoke detectors, all that?
Again, I haven't been able to do an inspection on it. I can't confirm it. She just informed me that the work has been done, but I can't confirm that because I haven't done an inspection.
Is there a reason an inspection hasn't been done?
No. Mm-mm.
Let me be clear, I want to be clear about this.
Not on an inspection.
If there is no tenant, or there are no tenants, do they need to have inspections inside, or are we just looking at the roof now?
Well, the violations on the inside, we already know about them.
Yeah,
So yes, they do have to
okay,
be corrected.
Exactly, okay. All right, that's what I wanted to know. Ms. Houston, what have you done on the inside of the house?
Nothing in the one next door. Because the roof got to get fixed first. Because the ceiling had failed.
Yeah. Okay.
So when do you expect to have the interior done too, after the roof is done?
When am I gonna do that? As soon as the roof get done.
You know, we're first notified in October of 2017. And there was evidently some confusion about who owned what, and I don't know, but, we're getting.
Why don't we just set a compliance date?
Okay, I think that's a good idea. All right.
But it's, excuse me, is she
Go ahead.
aware that the inspector has to come in to check this?
He could come
When did the roofer tell you that they might be dead in work?
after court. I got to talk to him today.
So, I mean, what date? Did they tell you 1 week, 2 weeks?
No, I said I'm gonna talk to them today. Mhm.
Oh, I thought the contract was already pulled.
The permit's pulled.
No, he pulled the permit yesterday.
Oh, just a permit.
Mhm.
Madam Chair, I guess the question, as to the issue of inspection, I don't know if they necessarily understand, or at least the response isn't one that would say that they understand that. What they would need to do is contact the inspectors to come in when they believe they have this work done. So when you say it's already done, then you need to just contact and let the inspector know when he can come out to be able to inspect and verify that the things that you say are completed are indeed in compliance.
Well, the work you did, why did you say that?
No.
I mean, certain
just
certain
said
things.
that
Go ahead.
the work will be done after the roof is done.
All right.
Now, what work are you saying that was done? Maybe something I missed.
Yeah, maybe me too, because I thought she also said that there was some electrical, something was completed, but in any sense, when it is done, she would need to make sure that she notifies the inspector so he can come out and verify that and put you in compliance. So that would be the issue.
Mr. McCoy, have you been in contact with Ms. Houston?
I have, yes.
So.
But we haven't contacted. She informed me that, you know, the steps that she was making to obtain the contract with the roofing company. But it's been nothing as far as an inspection I guess no work can be done on the inside until the roof is.
All right, so I think Mr. Harrington has the right idea. We'll set a compliance date. Now, do we want to set it for a month or 2 months?
And if the date is not complied, it will be a fine.
Right.
Well, I guess we have to give them 2 months, because she has to talk to them today to get a date, and then you have to get the work finished.
And then you have to get it inspected.
Right, so I would say.
All right, so 2 months should be plenty of time to do everything.
Yeah, time is a strange factor here since we're talking about 2017.
Yeah, absolutely.
Time is very relative here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's just set a compliance date, whether it's 2
right.
months and stick with it.
Right, okay, I agree. So what,
We'll let them know a fine if not completed.
we can
Madam Chair, I
have
think.
fine retroactive.
Yeah, Madam Chair, I would think that Mr. Senior would suggest that before you move forward with a fine, that you do hear from the respondent and give them an opportunity to be heard.
Okay, go ahead. What would you like to tell us, Ms. Houston?
Oh, nothing.
No.
Or even setting, I said a fine, but I know you're not setting a fine. but I mean,
No, we're not
compliance
setting a
date.
fine.
Right, yeah, but they should.
But the next time they appear, if the work's not completely finished, we have the ability to set a fine. And what I'm hearing from board members is that this case has gone on for quite some time, and we need to get moving as quickly as possible. Would your niece like to say anything?
At this time, no.
Okay.
So what's going on here is this is becoming the board's problem and not the respondent's problem.
Yeah. Yeah, so.
They've got to accept responsibility, they've been told what they need to do.
Right.
They need to get it done, and we need to set a compliance date,
And that's what
and that's
we're
it.
Chair will entertain a motion. What? Sorry.
Just one thing I'd like to know, because I'm
Get
not,
to the mic, please.
I wasn't involved in my aunt getting the contract, but I just want to make sure that everything is done right. And so if I can have a copy of the contract.
No.
Yeah, that's not.
No.
Okay, no.
That's, that's not on us.
Oh, okay, okay.
Mr. this contract is for the entire roof.
Yes.
According to the permit, yes.
But the permit, if you want to look at the permits files, I'll bring it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, what do we agree on? 30 days, 60 days, whatever it's gonna
60
be?
days.
All right.
The chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until July 3rd, 2019 to come into compliance or be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day until compliance is achieved. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Harrington made the motion, second Mrs. Himes, all in favor say aye. Aye. Like sign opposed, motion carries.
Now, do we understand that after 60 days, this all has to be completed?
Must be, everything must be done.
Okay.
Okay. All right, thank you. Case number 13, CEB 01-19-08, Evelina Brockington.
That's the key.
I thought, so no one's here? I thought I was waiting for someone to come up. All right, Mr. Jackson, what can you tell us?
Madam Chair, members of the board, this is before you from position of a fine. The inspectors, John Stinson, Mr. Stinson reports that he realized that this started back in October. There's a lot of stuff, but the respondent is making good progress. He'd like to give them just one more month to get it completed. He had been back out there for reinspection and doing this, and I see that he has been back out there, and you see that they're making good progress, so he'd like to give them until June to comply.
Now, okay, Mr. Stenson, do they need permits if they've been applied for?
Good morning. They have applied and obtained a permit for the actual roof.
They have not?
They have.
They have, okay.
They have begun work on the roof as well. Be quite honest with you, these pictures really don't show
How
the
much
difference
is done?
between
Okay.
when the case began and where it is right
All
now.
right.
Right now, there has been significant progress, and they just need a little bit more time to get over that last hurdle.
Okay. All right, please let the record show that Mrs. Himes needed to leave the meeting at, I can't say, 10 o'clock. Thank you. All right, we still have quorum, so we're good.
Maybe we could have a small break. There's only 4 of us, and I'm gonna have to go to the restroom.
Do we need a break now, Ken?
Oh, you only got 2 people left up there. If I go.
True. All right, so let's have, all
Yeah.
right, we'll have a 5-minute break right now. Back to order. And where were we at, case number 14? Or did we finish? I don't know, we didn't finish case number 13. Okay. Chair will and the recommendation was to move it to the next meeting, so. The chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of No, we didn't. And allow respondent to, June 5th to come into compliance with return to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day.
So moved.
Motion, Mr. Harrington, second, Ms. Roby, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign
Just a
opposed.
question, when you
Motion
say subsequent meeting, does that automatically assume the next?
I guess, yes, the subsequent, it could be.
I mean,
Yeah, I know. Maybe I should say the
hey,
next
to
meeting.
the meeting of,
Next meeting.
to the next meeting.
That's why I was. I don't know, we've been doing that for about 10 years now.
I know, somebody,
So,
when
yeah.
you say subsequent.
Well, as long as they're noticed, I think it's okay.
Yeah,
All
the
right.
notice covers it.
Right, all right. Case number 14, CEB 01-19-05, Stephen and Judy Suter. Anyone here? No. All right, Mr. Jackson.
Madam Chair, members of the board, this would be for you for imposition of a fine. The inspector is John Stinson. Mr. Stinson reports that the respondent is almost done, and so he's asking to come into the next cutoff.
Okay, almost done. Everything's almost done. Okay, good. We'll be glad when they are done. Would you like to tell us anything? I know that the permit was issued on 125 for some of this stuff.
Yes, the owner's been out of town. He
Okay.
actually resides out of town. Last communication I got from him was on May 8th. And the nuts and bolts, he plans on being back here in Daytona week of 13th, which is next week, and he should be able to finish.
Good. Well, we're glad to
Finish
hear
his
it.
project.
Okay,
By the next cutoff, we should be all done.
okay.
John, what happens if for some reason they do come in compliance and doesn't go back on the agenda again, we will go back?
No,
Done.
you probably won't see it
Is it
anymore.
okay?
Right.
The next cut up, maybe it was done.
Right.
Yeah.
It's got to be done. Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance, allow respondent until June 5th, 2019 to come into compliance to be returned to the June 13th meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day.
So moved.
Motion, Mr. Harry, second, Ms. Roby, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. All right, case number 15, CEB 03-19-44, Catherine Fisher and Stephen Fisher. Anyone here? No? Okay.
There's a hand up back there. Is that her?
Yes.
Are they, so we're waiting?
Yes, there he is.
Okay. We'll wait for you.
Okay, so this is what you want?
Come to this podium right here. It's right here. Okay. State your name and address and speak into the microphone.
Catherine Fisher. The address is 141 Kingston, Daytona Beach, 32114.
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to provide is the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Hold on just a second. Tony, her daughter wrote a letter that she wants read.
She has a written letter that she'd like to turn over to the board. She just asked.
Want to put up the overhead? You do that? Okay.
Well, I don't mind reading it.
Submitting it to the board, I guess, just wanted to see if there was anything I objected to regarding it. Generally, it wouldn't be, I can't imagine.
Is it 2 pages or 1?
No, I'm sure I have no objections to it. And I'm not sure, it may be a little more too personal to put on, but I don't know. I think it talks medical information and maybe something that would not necessarily be publicly disclosed.
Well, it's public if he turned it over to the board.
No.
Let's get here for this.
All right, let's take one step at a time here. And let's hear from Mr. Jackson, what's going on.
Yeah, Madam Chair, members of the board, this is before you for imposition of a fine. The inspector is Mike Fitzgerald. Mr. Fitzgerald reports that the respondent just isn't doing much. They're working on it, but it's not enough. It's a very small portion at a time. They express that to be what their ability allows, but nevertheless, it's not very much. And the inspector's asking for a $100 per day fine to a maximum of $10,000.
Okay. All right, Mr. Fitzgerald, good morning.
Good morning, Mike Fitzgerald, City of Daytona Beach Code Enforcement. My credentials are on file. The front of the property's been painted, and they've started to go around the side. I think what she was saying was they're actually scraping down all of the loose paint and sanding it down almost to the bare wood and bringing it back, so it's a lot of work. And they've accomplished like 90% of the front, 80% of the front, and they've just started to go around the corner, if you'll see on the bottom part.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more close up. How it used to look.
That's how it used to look?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this complaint driven?
This was what we call a code walk, where we saturated an area.
So you didn't have anybody making an official complaint?
No, sir.
If, from a scale from 1 to 10, how bad is this? If you had it exactly the way it should be or where they're at now?
We do a minimum code, and the minimum code says that the paint should be not peeling or fading. So that's been accomplished on the front of the building. On the side, it still has peeling paint.
I'm not privy to the letter. I assume that there's some health issues or some financial issues.
This is the one where the lady had a baby, a newborn, while this was going on?
I
Oh, okay.
don't remember that.
Okay, now I remember.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And my husband and I aren't able to help her much.
Okay, let's talk to you for a second. Ms. Fisher. Is someone doing the work for you, or who's doing the work?
This is not my residence. This is my daughter's residence. I live,
You mean, you don't live there, but
Right.
you own it?
right.
Okay, I get it.
Right.
Mhm.
And like you said, my daughter just had a baby. Baby's 3 months old. She also just went back to work. That's why she couldn't be here today. And that's the purpose of the letter, explaining to you that she's sorry that she couldn't be here. If you do need to speak with her, you can call her on the phone. She's also explained that we've done the front of it. We've also done the bottom, that the wood was rotting, fixed the bottom of the front, so it does look a lot nicer now. That was done. She's also put flowers in.
Who's doing the work?
The baby's father.
Okay.
With her being out of work during the pregnancy, and my husband and I, we just don't have the finances to
Help her.
to get somebody to do it for us. So we're trying the baby's father, and if we have anyone else that helps us from time to time, it needs to be scraped like he explained, and then the painting. It's just time consuming when you don't have the funds to get someone to say, please do this for me.
Is the father here?
No,
No, okay. Does he have a job that,
no.
so he could be working on the house?
Well, he does little things here and there, but doesn't have a
Live in the
full-time.
house?
Yes.
Okay. So he could actually get working on the house a little more probably.
He did the whole front and, did all that.
So the whole front's done?
Like 99%.
All right, I know that, what should we do with the letter? Do you want me to read it? Do you want me to
It's
just enter
just
it into the record?
something
I know what we'll just enter it into the record. I mean, basically, to paraphrase it, saying that they've started scraping and preparing the paint on the west side of the house. She's sorry, she's a single mother, she's trying to do everything she can. She's available today if we wanted to call her. She's trying to do, or let us know, that she is working on it and that it is being worked on.
Mr. Fitzgerald, this list, the outside storage has been taken care of?
Yes, sir, the outside storage.
And the gate.
The gate.
The gate, the trash and debris gone?
Yes.
All right, she's making progress.
That's what I think
Let's-
too. I mean, that
let's
would be
work.
my recommendation. All right. So, but we need to go just a little more emotion going on this. We understand that you can't do the work yourself, but somebody's got to do the work. One way or the other, the work has to be done. Okay, the chair will entertain motion to amend the previous order of non-compliance allow respondent until June 5th, 2019 to come into compliance and be returned to the it would be the June 13th meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Motion, Ms. Roby, is there a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. McLean, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign and post. Okay, so See what you can get done. We appreciate that you're doing some of it. All right, case number 16, CEB 0319-53. Angela Reed, present? Good. Mr. Jackson, well, let's get you.
I'm Angela Reed at 125 Vermont, Daytona Beach.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to provide is the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Mr. Jackson, what would you like to tell us here?
Madam Chair, members of the board, the inspector in this case is Steve Alderman. Mr. Alderman reports that the property remains in non-compliance. He's asking for $100 a day fine to a maximum of $15,000. And I would tender Mr. Alderman.
Okay. Mr. Alderman. What's left to be done here?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board.
Good morning.
My name is Steve Alderman, City of Daytona Beach Code Enforcement Inspector. Credentials are on file. I spoke with the title company yesterday and Ms. Reed, and they were hoping to close today. The concern with the title company was today's hearing. So I would like to have Ms. Reed explain where they're at in that process, but they're very close. As far as the code issues, the code issues are all in compliance other than the fact that the structural paint and exterior of the property, I haven't used this before.
So it's been basically cleaned up?
Yes, all of the property
Thank God.
has been taken care of except for the exterior paint and siding, and when the new buyer comes in, he's going to pull a permit and completely tear it off and re-side it anyway.
Is the new buyer aware of the code violations?
Correct, he was here.
He was here last year.
Yeah, he was.
He was,
Yes.
yeah. He
So I
couldn't
would
make
like
it.
to defer to Ms.
We have
Reed.
the neighbor that also has our issues.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so once this clears this meeting, you'll be able to close on the house and move forward?
That's right. The attorney, they can't, I have to make sure I don't have any liens or any fines. And so then, but Scott did send me a letter, which I'd be glad to give to you if you want to read it, or I can read it. He asked, because we haven't closed because of that reason, we don't want
What
any
is
money.
the reason you haven't closed?
Because they are not certain if I will be fined, and that would put,
The fine changes the closing.
that's right. And so,
Okay, let me just stop you there because I have a question. How will that change if we postpone until next time?
Well, if we,
Do you understand what I'm asking? I mean, the house is still in non-compliance.
but it's just the painting.
Well, I know, but it's still in non-compliance.
Well, I think what she
Right.
said was, once the house closes, it changes hands. That
And then we have
individual
to
is-
start the renotice again? Is that what we would be doing?
Yeah, be a new owner.
Well, it's not my position that you have to start the re-notification.
You noticed it today?
Because in this situation, the stage we're in the proceeding says that this purchaser is stepping into her shoes. It's not the initial proceeding. I'm not sure what the advice from Mr.
I noticed,
Sino.
he said it was here, so we're fine.
Yeah.
We can add it today to we can add it to today's motion.
No, it's not. He doesn't own the house yet.
But he has knowledge.
So well, Adam, once we have,
Buying it with knowledge that he's gonna side it when it's sold to him.
so he'll be on notice. So once if they want to close tomorrow, you'll want to know the difference. If they want to close tomorrow, my position would be that if they were to close tomorrow and he obtains this property, he's obtaining it with knowledge, one.
Right.
And he's obtaining it at a stage where he's stepping into the current shoes of the person that's currently the respondent. So he's stepping in as an additional respondent by choice. And his election to step in as an additional respondent puts him under the same onus of the respondent, which is to get it done.
Okay, that's.
I mean, I don't know.
I just wanted to be clear about that.
Yeah, this is not.
What needs to be done.
Yeah, I don't see this as a situation where we have to dismiss, if I may. I don't see this as a situation where we have to dismiss and recite. I see this as a continuation of the case.
And that is true.
If we were to enter a fine fee, it would change what the closing documents will be required tomorrow. We don't do that, that's not a problem.
Right.
She can still close.
Yeah.
Is everybody satisfied with that?
I am.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Okay.
May I say something about time? Okay. He did ask because he's trying to get a contractor for the surveying. We're trying to get the surveyor. That's hard to find one, and a contractor for the electrical and the siding. Could we extend it for 60 days? That's what he's asking because it takes a while. It's hard to get the surveyor. Yeah, I know you do because the surveyors are hard, and he's going to put all new siding, and then that'll be painted. So that'll resolve that. Plus, he's going to do extra. He's going to make it very nice. He's a roofer. He's going to put in the roof and everything. It's a new electrical. It's going to be very nice.
See, this is my concern, is that the house is not closed yet, and all these violations still exist.
Just the one.
I'm trying to, and now, I mean, they're not going to close tomorrow. They don't have survey, they don't have, what else do you need?
Well, it's only for the painting, for that goes. But to do the painting, we've got to put the siding on. But he wants to tear down the walls, put new electrical, and that
And
will
that
take...
all needs permitting and.
It does.
you
It
know,
does
so
need
we're
permitting.
leaving the house then. Are you saying that he doesn't want to paint the house?
Until the new siding goes up. But we have to do...
We don't even have a survey yet, and who knows when the survey's going.
Well, they've got 2 more weeks.
Yeah, I would follow, you're saying he, is that the new
The
owner?
new owner, Scott. His name is Scott.
He's doing this before he closes the contract?
That's right. He knew that we tried last time when I was here last time. It's hard to find somebody. But the surveyor's been hired. It's just going to be another 2 more weeks before the surveyor comes. So it'll be, we didn't want to press it for 30 days. He's asking, can we have 60? Because it's hard. You never know if somebody's going to show up when they're supposed to. So he's asking for 60 days. Or we can come back in 30.
Mr. Alderman, the city is asking for a $100 a day fine. Is that what you recommended? Is that what was recommended on this case?
If there was no explanation or progress, but yes, as far as, I spoke with the title company lady yesterday, and they were frustrated about the surveyor process as well, so they're actually going to send one from, I believe it's Hollywood, Florida, and bring them up here and get it done quicker, so that they can actually get this sale finalized, so that he can pull this permit, so that he can start work.
I thought you told us he was working already.
Well, he is, but I would say at least the minimum 30 days with progress
Yeah, let's not wait
report.
60 days.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a mid-ground between the fine and the 60 days might be 30 days.
So are you going to stay local on what you said?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If we do the continuance for next week,
Sure.
you have to come back next week.
No, that's fine. Yeah, I'm here. I live here. Yeah, not a problem. Yeah, and that's not a problem. He just wanted to be realistic, and he's just trying to say, we're trying to be realistic about that, not to. But it will be done. There is no question about
The
it.
reason we don't want to wait 60 days is because if it doesn't close,
Right.
we're back where we were, so that's not a good idea.
He's still going to do the work even if it doesn't close. They
We'll
just,
give you 30 more days if they have to.
Right.
that's fine.
I think we just, okay.
Do the continuance.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. The chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow the respondent until June 5th, 2019 to come into compliance or be returned to the June 13th meeting for consideration of a fine of up to
June 13th.
$1,000 per day.
Okay.
Motion, Mrs. Roby, is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Harrington, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries.
We want
Madam-
we want a formal motion including the new party, the new owner, when they close as part of the case, when they add the new owner?
Once they close.
Once they close.
Yes, right,
Yeah,
because we
we'll
don't,
do it now.
Tomorrow, he should come with you
Okay.
next month.
Next time.
So we want to make a motion to include the new owner once the closing takes place in this case. We don't have to hold up another month, say we didn't get notice.
Okay.
well, once we're notified, so, yeah, we wouldn't necessarily track
All
it.
right, the board further amends the order to include
Prospective
the addition of the prospective buyer's name to the case.
Once,
Yeah, but,
Once the,
Painting.
once the property closes.
okay.
yeah, upon notification of the property
Are
closed.
we okay with those amendments,
close.
with
Yes.
that amendment?
So moved. Mm-hmm.
I'm not a
It's
lawyer.
not recorded.
I know, I'm not, yeah.
This is very bizarre.
I think so too. I have.
Yeah, I think, Mr. Senior, if I may, and Madam Chair, I think I don't want to confuse the point of the sale with the requirement to comply.
Right. Still has nothing to do with what we do.
Right, whether they sell it or not, the position of staff is, and the position of the city is that they need to come into compliance. So it's either her or her person she's selling to, or both of them together, or however they choose.
So you're suggesting that we don't need to amend it any further,
no,
just
fine.
next month?
Yeah, if next month we're still here and they got a new person standing here, then we'll deal with it then. And
Okay.
They can
so
close, they don't need our
Mr.
okay to
Harrington?
close. You have no authority over their closing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
She just can't have a fine looming to close.
Well, that's
There won't
not
be.
our,
Right.
Right, I think our request for amending is not whether or not it hurts their closing, but
Correct.
we believe that they're making the progress to get it done by next month. That's what they said they're
Right.
going to do.
Okay,
Our
fine.
inspector believes that's what they're going to do,
Done.
and that's what we are.
see you next month. and
See you next month.
everything's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Case number 17, CEB 0219-30. Mr. and Mrs. Buncombe, they here? No. Okay. At 408 Zelda, Mr. Jackson.
State your name and address, please.
Okay. Charles Christopher Buncombe Jr., 480 Zeller Boulevard, Daytona Beach, 32118.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to provide is the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
So help me God.
Thank you.
You've been here before, Mr. Buncombe?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Madam Chair, members of the board, the inspectors, Steve Alderman, this is here from the position of a fine. Mr. Alderman reports that the property remains in non-compliance. He hasn't had an updated communication with the respondent. He's asking for a $100 a day fine to a maximum of $10,000. He does express he's interested in knowing what the respondent's status is, but he hasn't had any communication with him to know. So we'll see.
So he hasn't, Mr. Alderman, Mr. Buncombe has not called you to say, I've worked on cleaning up the property, or I'm working on the roof, or I have a permit, or what? Nothing?
Actually, I talked to him last week, and
Okay.
he still is in no position to really make any changes. Yet, no progress.
Okay, no progress. Okay.
He is trying. Sorry about that.
Mr. Buncombe, what would you like to tell us?
Well, ma'am, I have been in contact with different other roofing companies, but they've been telling me that I need to come up with the $7,000, and which I was here before when I told you I don't have $7,000. And so I told everybody it take time for me to serve. The only thing I have is $800 and some a week. This is a month, and every month I have to pay my bills and stuff out of that. Leave just a bare mind like $50, and I put that aside. So it's gonna take me time to save that up. And now I got roofing companies that coming to me, and Channel 6 coming, they're stepping in, they're trying to help me because I gave so much of my time. So they're trying to get somebody to help me back. And some roofing company, once they get together and get everything situated, they're gonna try to set me off on a payment plan, and they're gonna do the roof. But it's gonna take time for them to get together with whoever they deal with. And once they come together to do that, then they'll call me in. And then once I go in, then I sign a waiver or whatever to my property, and they'll take care of the house, take care of the roof. But I got to wait. I can't forehand to make them do anything.
Okay, you need to stay in touch with Mr. Alderman.
Well, yes, ma'am, I have the card and stuff right here.
Okay.
Yes.
Madam Chair, as I discussed, the inspector and I had a moment to discuss the circumstance. This is an owner-occupied property. We much rather see it repaired than just a farm running unrepaired. So if he has some process that he's trying to work out, we're willing to at least give him another month and see if something actually starts happening. And if not, then I guess we'll be back here asking for a fine.
Is your
Well,
property,
it really don't take, once it gets started, it don't take but 2 weeks to complete a house. I have dead roofing in my life.
sir, is your property homesteaded?
No, man, no, sir, it's mine. It's homestead where my wife was living. I don't know how the county went on, but I put everything down that you know when she had died in 2011. But they still haven't made no contact back with me. What they gonna do about it?
That's not really what I was asking.
Yeah, is it homesteaded? Yes, they still got it up on homestead, my taxes.
Okay. That's
Okay.
in your benefit.
So we're just, is it agreeable?
Yeah.
Okay. Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until June 5th, 2019 to come into compliance, be returned to the June 13th meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Harrington made the motion, Ms. McLean the second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oh, it was Mr. Roby, but that's right.
That's okay.
All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Like
Just
sign it
confirm
closed.
another miss.
All right. I know, really. It's like- Okay, 17. So next month you'll come back here, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Hopefully you'll have something worked out that you can.
Hopefully it'll be done.
Okay.
And stay
Well,
Hopefully.
I hope.
Hurricane season coming up, I need it to be dry.
You do, that's.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, good luck to you.
All right, thank you.
All right, case number
Y'all take care.
18CB0219-29, Mark Spritzler.
Good morning.
Good morning.
State your name and address, please.
Yes, I'm Steve Van Arnhem, 1230 Ruger Place in Daytona Beach.
And
Van Arnhem, capital A-E-R-N-A-M.
raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
How are you related, sir, to Mark Spritzler?
I am his general contractor.
All right, let's see. So we've had a Mr. Headley that came before. We had a property manager that came before.
Yes,
And
she's
we
here.
have, and she's here?
Right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, you just acknowledge yourself in the seat right here,
Oh, okay.
Madam Chair.
And we have the contractor now.
Yes, ma'am.
Good, okay, good.
I'm the worker bee.
Good.
You have a contractor's license, sir? Sir, you have a contractor's license?
Yes, I have two of them. I'm a certified general and roofing contractor.
All it says here is that there's no permit, so you're not supposed to.
That's all been remedied, sir. This is kind of old.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, that's fine. Yes, it is kind of old. We will
Yeah.
let Mr. Jackson
Yeah,
know
where are we?
what's happening.
Yeah, Madam Chair, members of the board, we agree, that is really old information. Inspector Steve Alderman, and Mr. Alderman reports that the status right now is that they're real close. He's asking that we amend and let them complete. They made a lot of progress with getting the job done, and I'll tender Mr. Alderman, but he's asking for amendment to the next cutoff for them to get everything completed. As you know, when we say no permit, what we're saying is that you have to obtain the permits necessary for the work that you're doing and get it final.
So
And
has the permits have been issued, Mr. Alderman?
Yes, ma'am, and they had issues with the previous contractor.
Okay.
It kind of was failing. And then Mr. Arnhem came on board, new permit, and as of Monday, I went by there, and they had completely repoured the concrete for the apartment, and that's what you see there. But now, since then, they've almost completed it. The exterior siding is on, the interior is being worked on, and it's nearly done.
Okay, good. That sounds good. All right.
He has photos that I don't have because
I have the new photos if you'd like to see them.
No, we trust what you're telling us, that's fine. You're under oath. Chair will entertain,
If he's going to be finished.
when do you think you'll be finished this?
Right now, I'm just waiting on the windows to come in. I'll have the door frame and door built and in by probably Monday or Tuesday.
Right.
The interior's all ready to go. We had a problem getting engineered drawings, as you know, everybody does. But when we got them, I turned them in. They put existing floor in there, an existing wall, and they should have put new wall and existing. See, they had a wood floor in there, and the floor joists that the floor sits on were actually on dirt. They had no footer system. The building's older than I am, which is saying something. So we took that out and we did the footer over, and then we redid the wall, and we did a 2x6 wall, frame wall, headed up, and it's been inspected by the city. We've had all the normal inspections go through, and they've been approved.
Okay.
So now we're just, the siding's on, if I put wood over the windows and the door, it would be closed in.
Okay.
Move to the next cutoff.
All right. There's been a motion to amend to previous order of non-compliance by respond to come into compliance by June 5th, 2019, or be returned to the June 13th meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Mr. Harrington made the motion. Second? Second, Ms. McLean. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Thank you all.
Opposed, okay.
Appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Mr. Alderman?
Move on to case number 19, CEB 03-19-57, James Waters.
Good morning.
Good morning.
State your name and address, please.
James Waters, 1700 North Halifax.
You solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
All right, Mr. Jackson.
Madam Chair, members of the board, this is before you for imposition of a fine. The Inspector Steve Alderman. Mr. Alderman reports that this respondent is making good progress as well. I've never had so many folks really working hard, making good progress on an agenda, but Mr. Alderman reports that he's making good progress, and he's asking that we amend to the next cutoff.
Okay.
I tend to Mr. Alderman.
What needs to be done, Mr. Alderman?
I would say nothing more than him to continue what he's doing, because he's completed the east side, and I believe he's done with the south side, and now he's working all the way around the house by himself. He's another one of the people that I deal with that is doing their own work.
Good. Okay. You want to
And
tell
it
us
does
anything?
look better. I walk by there, so I've noticed it.
Good,
looks great.
good.
Okay, good. Thank you for doing that. So what we're recommending if there's, is that we wait till next month.
All right.
Come back next month, and hopefully it'll be all done by then.
What will the date be then?
That date will be, the meeting's the 13th.
Okay. I don't think I'll be completely done by then, but I'm working as diligently as I can.
Okay, well, we'll see where you are then. Okay?
Yeah, I'm sure I'll make some good progress.
Okay, good, thank you very much.
Thank
All right, Chair will entertain a motion then previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until June 5th to come into compliance to be returned to the June 13th meeting for consideration of fine of up to $1,000 per day. Is there such a motion?
I move.
Motion from Ms. McLean, second from Ms. Roby. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. We're here for a progress report on case number 20, CEB 03-19-68. Nancy Kelly. Didn't show before. Anyone here today? Let's see what this progress
I
is.
don't remember this. We have a progress report on parking on the lawn?
Because she was going to put in a driveway.
Oh, yeah, she was working on the driveway. But she was sick or something. That's what I recall.
Okay. Madam Chair, members of the board, this is before you for imposition of a fine. I'm sorry, no, it isn't. It's before you for a progress
Right.
report with a compliance date in June.
Right.
Mr. Alderman reports that the permits will pull like sometime in March. However, nothing's been done up
Right.
to this point. So
Nothing.
according to the knowledge of the inspector.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens, I guess, next month. Are you in contact?
I went by there last week. Oh, I'm sorry. I did go by there on Thursday. Nobody was there, but nothing's been done.
They haven't called you?
No, nobody
And
called me.
nothing's been done?
No.
Okay. There was, the only thing I recall is that the excuse was somebody had been ill, so I don't know whether they're better or whatever,
But it's her son that's actually the contractor that pulled the
Yeah,
permit. so-
okay, but the permits were pulled. All right. So we don't need to do anything with that. We have another progress report for case number 21, CEB 0319-69, Chester Perkowski. was here at the March meeting. Is he here now? No.
Is he the one that's gonna demolish the building?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the
Yes.
attorney, yeah.
Yeah.
Still nothing done on that part either. He had to acquire financing to change the,
Oh, that's right, he was gonna swap out.
to move the money, move the loan over.
Money, right.
Yeah, Madam Chair, members of the board.
Okay, let's hear, yes.
Okay. Yeah, this is before you for a progress report. The Inspector Steve Alderman. Mr. Alderman reports that he hasn't heard anything from the respondent.
Okay.
No demo permit has been pulled as of yet.
Okay.
And it remains in a compliant state for June.
Right, okay, so there we go. So that takes care of that case. And we'll move on to the cases. Case number 22 is in compliance. We'll move to case 23, CB 0519-86, Charles and Bertha Hogan. Anyone here?
State your name and address, please.
Bertha Hogan, 809 Forest Lane, 32114.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, members of the board, this is before you for determination of compliance or non-compliance. The inspector is Barbara Collins. Ms. Collins report that as of this morning, the respondent has advised her that she's in compliance. However, Ms. Collins does not have an opportunity to re-inspect, and so would ask for finding of non-compliance, and if it is done, and it was just done, and we'll go out and re-inspect and make a
So we'll
determination.
just, the non-compliance, the next cutoff, and well, what we're going to do is find you in non-compliance, but when when Ms. Collins gets to go out there, she'll put you into compliance, and you won't have to come back here if everything passes inspection.
Okay.
Anything she want to ask?
Do you want to add anything?
No,
Okay, good.
my granddaughter live in the house and she finished painting last night.
Oh, good.
Give me your phone number in case,
My phone number,
in case I need to call you.
386-239-7126.
Okay, just in case.
Okay.
Okay,
The
thank
chair will
you.
entertain a motion to find respondent in non-compliance and respond to come into compliance by the next cutoff date, June 5th, 2019, or be returned to the board for consideration of fine of up to $1,000 per day. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Motion, Ms. Roby, is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Harrington. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. So you just make sure that Ms. Collins gets to your house so she can see it, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, case number 24, CEB 0519-91, A Helping Hand LLC. Respondent present? That is 732 Mason. Mr. Jackson.
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, this is before you for compliance or non-compliance. The inspector is Barbara Collins. Ms. Collins report the property remains in non-compliance and is asking for next cutoff for the property to be brought into compliance. Tender Ms. Collins.
Okay. Been any progress at all on this?
I was dealing with, I thought, the owner originally, and it was actually the tenant, which has also been cited for business, for BTL.
Okay.
So I wasn't dealing, and I was dealing with the tenant, and the tenant's responsible, I think, for doing it, but he doesn't have the funds. So I was trying to work with him, but I've spoken with the owner, and I told him that he is really going to be the one held liable.
Right.
So I thought he was coming here today. I talked to him yesterday on the phone.
So you did talk to him? And did he indicate that he would take care of the problem?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
but it's
thought-
not in compliance?
Correct.
Okay.
It's non-compliance.
Okay.
Next cutoff.
Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in non-compliance and respondent come into compliance by June 5th, 2019, and be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Motion, Mr. Harrington, second.
Second.
Ms. Roby, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Case number 25, CEB 051995, Shirlene Stiggins. Respondent present?
She's right there.
Good.
State your name and address, please.
Geraldine Stiggins, 1124 Lakewood Park Drive, Daytona Beach, Florida, 32117.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth and the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, this is before you for determination of compliance or non-compliance. The inspectors, Tom Clegg, Mr. Clegg reports that the property remains in non-compliance and is asking for next cutoff for the property to be brought into compliance.
Okay.
It is a fire-damaged property, was condemned on 3/1/19.
Mr. Klieg, do you want to add anything to this? It looks like there's an awful lot that needs to be done.
No, ma'am, everything is, the roof's collapsing the thing, and I did talk to her once. She said she was waiting for her taxes to come in to try to get it repaired or replaced, which for the amount of money I think would be above and beyond what she has, so it needs to be really demoed, so it was up to her, though.
Yeah, that's, do you live there?
No.
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 You just own that property?
Yeah, that's where I used to live. I've been there for 30 years.
Uh-huh.
And the city had kind of remodeled a little bit in 2010, and all these effects came right back during the storm. Electric and stuff came back. And so I came up here a week before the fire, and they said, it's all on me. So I started getting everything ready to move out before the fire. So they said that the roof wasn't but $5,000, so it's nothing on them. I had this senior program work done.
Oh, okay.
And right now,
Yeah. Okay.
yes. So right now, what happened, why it taking so long, somebody stole my identity. I went to the police department, all that been reported. So when I tried to get in the credit to try to get things done, I had to get all that redone. And so I have appointment the 16th to get approval with my credit. And I hadn't abandoned the house because I thought that I was checking with Kim the whole time, and I thought that's all was with the city because this is my first time going through with this. And Kim said that, Mr. Tom, I talked to Mr. Tom, and he said that I did a appeal letter also. I did a appeal letter with Kim. And I kept coming in and out over there.
Excuse me, what?
Kim Clarity, with the building demolition.
So is that going to be the upshot that it's going to be demolished?
Yes, what I'm saying, if this,
And you
the
need a permit,
16th,
and you need a permit for that, correct?
I'm gonna have to have a permit, but then find out, what it costs, because Kim said it'll cost them more if the city do it, because they have to check for paint and all this and stuff. So she gave me a list of people that maybe that,
You contacted them?
yes, I did.
All right.
You're gonna demolish it, just trying to get the right,
When I go back to the appointment on the 16th, and to say I'm approved, it takes about 30 to 45 days for the money. So if not, because they added all that included.
fix it or money to demolish?
Demolish and everything, because they was gonna have all that included with the building a new home on the property.
So should we give them 60 days to?
What's your recommendation on this?
For demolition permit would be like 60 days, I would suggest.
60 days?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So we'll see if this works for
Yes.
everybody. Okay, the chair will entertain motion for item respondent non-compliance and respondent come into compliance by the July 3rd, 2019 meeting or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Is that the motion? Okay, motion, Ms. Roby, second, Mr. Harrington? Or other way around?
Either way.
You're right.
I was right, all right. Okay. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries.
Two more cases.
Another case is, let's see.
That's it.
Case 26
Thank you
is
for
in
coming.
compliance.
That's it?
Yes, ma'am, you have 60 days, okay?
All right, thank you very much.
Case number 27 is in compliance, 28 is in compliance, 29 is in compliance, case 30 is in compliance, case 31 is in compliance. We have two more cases, I guess. Case 32, CB 05-19-90, Sandy and Jeff Sage. Are they here? All right, Mr. Jackson. This is at 738 North Grandview.
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, this is before you for determination of compliance or non-compliance. The inspector, Steve Alderman. Mr. Alderman reports that the property remains in non-compliance, and he's asking for next cutoff for the property to be brought into compliance. He does note that he's had some prior contact, but no recent contact. He hadn't heard from him since January, and nothing's been done. I attended Mr. Alderman for any other factual information.
Do we have any pictures or anything?
I apologize, no, I'd like to blame it on Tom, but not today.
Okay.
That was my fault. I lost them.
I can read what's here, so.
It's mainly a lot of smaller interior stuff because it's partial rental as well as structural maintenance.
Okay.
And I have no idea why he hasn't finished it. I did hear that he may want to sell because he's getting too old to handle the properties, but that
whatever.
has nothing to do with it.
Okay. Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in non-compliance or respondent to come into compliance by June 5th, 2019, and be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
All right, motion, Mr. Harrington, second, Ms. McLean, all in favor say aye. Aye. Like sign opposed, motion carries. All right, one more case, which is,
I got two.
oh, we have two more?
Cases,
All right.
34 and
I'm
35.
wishful thinking.
Yeah.
Case 34, CB 05-19-96, Melissa Cheney, is she present? Okay. All right, Mr. Jackson.
Madam Chair, members of the board, this is before you for determination of compliance or non-compliance. The inspector is John Stinson. Mr. Stinson reports that this property remains in non-compliance. It was complaint-driven, and with ongoing complaints, he's asking for next cutoff for the property to be brought into compliance.
Look at these pictures. Okay, so.
We got service on these people, June? You have service?
Yes.
We'll post it.
So this is a,
I think it had to be posted.
Mr. Stinson, this is a rental property?
Good morning, John Stinson, Code Inspector with the city. Yes, this is a rental property.
I know, sometimes these pictures astound me.
And this is why we're here.
Yeah, it is why we're here.
It's complaint-driven.
Okay. It's pretty obvious to me. You say you haven't talked to them, or?
I've had no contact. I've had to post both notice of violation and notice of hearing on the property.
Okay. All right, Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in non-compliance or respondent come into compliance by June 5th, 2019, and be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Okay. Motion, Ms. McLean, second, Mr. Harrington? Is that right? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. All right, now we're on the last case. 35 CB 03-19-66, Christopher Higgins. Is he here?
Yes.
Oh, he waited a long time. Thank you, sir.
Hello.
State your name and address.
Hey, Chris, how you doing?
Christopher Higgins, 175 Centennial Lane, Daytona.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Jackson.
Madam Chair, members of the board, this is before you for determination of compliance, non-compliance. The inspector is Cliff Reckenzone. Mr. Reckenzone reports that this property remains in non-compliance What's needed is his permit expired back in December of 2018. He needed to get the permit for the installation of the driveway. He needs a right-of-way paving agreement prior to his final inspection.
I just got paperwork today on it.
So that's something he's working on, and so we're asking for next cutoff when we come into compliance.
He just has to reestablish the building permit
Yes,
and then present that.
yes.
Okay.
Reestablish to get it final. To the Mr. concern.
It does look
Oh,
beautiful.
wow, that is nice.
Oh, yeah.
So the work is finished, all we're
8
doing?
years ago it was finished.
How
A
long?
permit was pulled 8 years ago.
Oh.
And the contractor never closed it. Because apparently it was supposed to have concrete, and he just put all the pavers down. He said that was okay. I said, okay, that's what I want.
Looks nice.
Things work fast around here.
All right, so this can all be resolved just by next month. Yeah, okay.
So basically, all I have to do is fill this paperwork out and we're done?
Give it Cliff.
Once the permit is final, you have to turn that into.
So I have to pull another permit?
The permit that you have is now on hold.
Okay, because I didn't open a permit. He opened a permit again. And I called him, I said, what are we gonna do? And he told me, I'm not doing anything. So that's why I'm here.
The permit that you have is on hold.
Okay,
You have to go down to permits and licensing, fill out that forms, turn it into permits and licensing. They have to,
That's for the right of way.
okay.
once that's taken care of, you can call for a final permit. And once that final final inspection is done, then at that point, the permit will be closed.
Okay, so what I'm gathering is that this paperwork is the only thing I'm going to have to do. I'm not ripping up pavers? Okay. It was worth the wait then. I'll take care of this tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Okay. Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent non-compliance or respondent come into compliance by June 5th, 2019, and be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Motion, Ms. McLean. Is there a second?
Second.
No, to Mrs. Roby. Second, Ms. McLean. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Yeah, so make sure you understand exactly what to do from them. We can't tell you what to do, but just
Yeah.
as long as you
But
understand.
I can return this to the permit office, correct?
Questions for them.
Get with Cliff outside.
All
Like
right.
this.
Any other business?
Chris is a former deputy, that's why I recognize him. You
Yeah, I
recognize
mean,
him?
we need a
You
few
have
new
anything?
members, right? We need at least one new member.
Hey, Tony, you recognize me as former deputy?
Say that again?
Be a deputy, Chris Higgins? Deputy for a long time. He's sheriff's deputy.
Oh, okay.
Long time.
He looked
Yeah,
like
Brook-
I've seen him before.
Courthouse.
Oh, okay.
Courthouse.
Yeah,
All right, that's what I thought I saw him before.
Oh, we should have had him pull up the
Retired.
pavers. We should have had him pull up the pavers then.
All right. Any further business? There's motion to adjourn, so moved.
I moved.
Adjourn.
What's